What is going on, guys? Peace and blessings, everyone. I've said this before and I'll say it again. You always gotta side with the oppressed and never the oppressors, regardless of what the person's race, religion, or ethnicity, or gender is. It doesn't matter. And as chapter 4, verse 135 of the Quran teaches us, to stand for justice and even be a witness against ourselves. So if we're in the wrong, we gotta witness against ourselves. And remember, we always have to stand for justice. So I want you guys to see how the Zionists are oppressors and how they oppress people, not only militarily in Palestine, but how they do it financially in other countries. And I want you guys to reflect upon this.
One of Scotland's biggest football clubs is under fire after its fans waved Palestinian flags during a match against an Israeli side. Well, they're the scenes from Celtic's clash with Hapoel Beersheva in the Champions League qualifier last week. But it's landed the club in trouble as Europe's governing body for the sport, UEFA, doesn't allow political statements at matches, and it's called that flag an illicit banner. The club could now be handed a hefty fine for what is the second such incident in as many years too. In response to a potential fine for the Glasgow-based club, now a group of Celtic supporters called the Green Brigade have launched a fundraising campaign for two Palestinian charities. The initiative's called Match the Fine for Palestine and hope to raise £15,000. But in 2 days, I can tell you it's raised more than £100,000. This act of solidarity by the Celtic fans is being warmly received by people in Palestine. One aid group there published this video online.
Thank you for your solidarity.
We love you, Celtic.
Thank you, Celtic.
Thank you for all the people who support Palestine.
I love Celtic.
Thank you, Celtic. We appreciate all what you have done. Thank you very much.
The editor of the Palestine Chronicle website says UEFA is creating division here by calling Palestine's flag offensive rather than trying to instead unite people through sport.
There is absolutely no way we can separate politics and sports. In fact, it was the sports boycott imposed on South Africa that was perhaps the most painful and the most effective during the apartheid era. But what is particularly offensive, though, is the reference made by UEFA to the Palestinian flag to be an offensive banner. The Palestinian flag is not an offensive banner. It's a flag of a country that has been recognized by the vast majority of humanity. And if the Celtic fans find that flag to be representative of some aspirations or some political or other moral ideals they have every right to do so. They were not promoting hate. They were not promoting racism. In fact, they were very much standing up against hate and against racism.
I hope you guys saw that clip and you guys reflected upon it and the reason why there's so many rules and regulations in favor of Zionists or the Zionists lobbying for aid to Israel or lobbying for weapons to Israel or just propaganda in their favor. And the reason is because of lobbying, and for those of you that don't know what lobbying is it's legalized bribery, even though bribery should be illegal, it's immoral. But just look at how, what's it called? AIPAC, for those of you that don't know, here in the United States, it's a lobbying group for Israel, and they lobby for wars, and they lobby for certain foreign policies and other policies that favor the Zionists, and they use other countries. And then, when you speak out against them, they try to hit you through their propaganda machines, or they try to hurt you financially. Again, unjust rules passed that favor Zionism, just like how the soccer team got fined because the fans were just waving Palestinian flags, even though you're allowed to wave Israeli flags. Again, the irony and the hypocrisy, and again, these are the countries that always preach about free speech, and then whenever someone practices it, we see how much trouble they get into. Guys, reflect upon this, and peace and blessings, everybody.